F9. Hey everybody, this is Admiral Newkirk here, doing cast of the Game 3 in the Hsstl between Evanston and Hinsdale Central. With me is guest caster
Anacreon,
the Bronze Wonder. So we are going to start off...
I just forgot the camera can't see me. There's no camera, so you can't see me gesturing.
Yes, he waved. So what we're going to do in order to save time so I can upload this in one file to YouTube, because YouTube hates me and only allows me to upload up to 15 minutes at once, we're going to go ×2 until something interesting happens.
I'm sure one of the commenters will tell you how to fix that. Or
yeah, you have to get, like, sponsored by YouTube.
Really?
So here we have SCVKINGPRIME doing a nice split, while Humanimal is doing pretty much the same. So, Anacreon, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm in bronze. I could be better, but I fail with cheeses hard, and generally I don't react well under pressure when playing this game.
Also, Anacreon series with Harrison, or Harry Chin, will be featured on this channel.
Really? Okay.
Yes, it will be epic, because...
Okay, I'll send you in my replays then.
Thank you, because as we all know, what's fun about StarCraft is either watching two incredibly good people play, watching something epic happen, or watching two extremely fail people play competitively.
I have to warn you that the first two games are pretty typical. The third game, I'm hoping, will be more interesting.
Doesn't matter, it's still bronze, and we all know you. So, let's actually get into the game as soon as something interesting happens. We have spawning pool here, going down at the roughly 3-minute mark. We'll call it 2.5, 2-minute mark. I'm silly. Anacreon, for the love of God, say something. I'm drowning.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Harry Chin is another bronze player, just so all of you know. And he actually started out in silver because he actually played his practice leagues and learned how to play the game before going into placement matches, unlike myself and many others.
Alright. Well, that seems like enough. So we see here that the Nexus is chrono boosting out probes. We won't see any too early aggression. The map is Typhon Peaks. It is by Blizzard, and it is one of my... it was the best map in the most recent patch. Aside from Shattered Temple. The Shattered Temple doesn't really count because it's just Lost Temple. Lost Temple, we miss you. All the Terrans cried. We see the first queen popping out for SCVKINGPRIME, as well as a somewhat early hatchery. This was most likely on 20 food, and he got up Ling speed beforehand. We saw this play from SCVKINGPRIME in the first game versus Zerg. We also saw him get a lot of early Zerglings, which he did. If we check the units tab, he has 6 early Zerglings and 17 probes. Now he's going to be somewhat aggressive with them, as well as actively scouting. One play I'd love to see here would be a proxy hatchery.
Yeah.
Proxy hatcheries would be a great way to completely fake out the opponent.
It's always fun to see.
Yes, they allow you to build proxy spine crawlers, and it would just be it would be worth it for the lulz. I think we can agree.
Yeah.
Or he could just throw the drone down there on the extractor, and it can scout when the expansion comes up and delay their gas for a little while. Back in SCVKINGPRIME's base, we see he's finally putting people back in gas, as well as continuing to produce drones. He has his second queen out, which I would love to see throw down a... Oh, good. He threw down a creep tumor. It's rare in a game where a queen...
No, don't go off the creep.
It's rare in a game where a queen lifts up her skirt and a tumor falls out, and it helps you, but that's StarCraft for you.
It's always so painful to see queens walk across non-creep surfaces. They're always so slow. It's like just laboring. Must get to creep. It is my salvation.
So back over here where something interesting has happened, we're seeing some speed Zerglings playing with a sentry and 2 stalkers. Oh, innocent young life. Will the sentry live? Will the sentry live? What a baller sentry.
Zelt's got it.
3 kill. That wasn't a good force field, by the way, but however, it was good use of sentries for hold place, or hold position, because then those Zerglings would have been right in here into the drones, and oh boy, that would
try again right away.
I don't like this play. I don't like the production of 10 more Zerglings to come in and harass again, because we know the Protoss can hold.
And the Protoss knows what's coming, knows what he's doing anyway.
Yeah, the Protoss is on his toes, and actually we see even more Zerglings. So 18 Zerglings this early, those all could be drones. And you put the Protoss on his back foot enough, and you know that he's expanding, so therefore it looks like...
It's kind of an unpleasant play there.
Oh, that was really close. But essentially, this wasn't necessary. You've already put the Protoss on the back foot, and you just sacrificed 20-some Zerglings. Yeah. Good Overlord placement.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, good Overlord placement, and also I like the possession of the watchtowers. Map control is always necessary, and good creep spread for this early. We're seeing a lot of mix here we're seeing a mix of good and bad from this player, and we're also seeing a lot of bad pinging, which is super annoying. He's now putting down his double gas, however, he doesn't have any upgrade structures. And now it appears that SCVKINGPRIME Humanimal is screaming at a spectator to please leave. Please do it. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, flying.
SCVKINGPRIME.
And now we see...
He's probably doing the pinging. That's
gratuitous pinging. No, it's actually... It's not any characters ping. It's observer ping. So.
Oh, no, this is SCVKINGPRIME's game. I see.
Yes. So now we are seeing SCVKINGPRIME produce 6 gas, as well as an Overseer. And now he's producing roaches. I don't like the fact that he doesn't have any upgrades yet. Even ornamental upgrade structures are good, because they have the potential to make upgrades. Meanwhile, his Overlord spread is great. He has seeded map control, and Humanimal is once again asking the Obs to leave, but he did just spout Humanimal. Oh, good! He spotted the push coming and could thus prepare. Back in the production tab, we see him throwing up a Spire. Oh, interesting play here. You don't tend to see Zergs going Spire versus Protoss too often, but when they do, it's interesting. And this Overseer could be used for some corruption play, which is always fun. Pardon me, contaminate play.
Except, obviously not enough.
Not enough energy. Contaminate's really fun to use, though.
I imagine.
I also don't like the fact that he isn't using his Overlords to vomit creep. Because think about it, a creep in this expansion, creep in this expansion. What's the difference between having an Overlord and just clicking it to contaminate creep? Because, I mean, if you're gonna barf in a patch of minerals, you might as well do it. We now see a push coming here from the Zerg, from the Protoss, pardon, but he didn't do a very good job of, keeping his stuff together. And because of that, the Speedlings were about to get a freeze round on the Stalkers. Speedling Stalker is an interesting matchup in the game, because if the Stalkers have Blink and are positioned properly, for example, in a choke point, like, not this one, but perhaps that one put up by the force fields, then they will actually beat the Speedlings cost for cost. But in an open space like this, the Speedlings will absolutely wreck. Good positioning here by the Zerg, getting his Speedlings set up for a surround so we can come in with his roaches at the front and then attack from behind with the Speedlings. However, I wouldn't like to do that until I actually see the Zerg, or until I actually see the Protoss commit. And because of that, the Zerg got a little bit overzealous, and he lost a couple of stuff and he just gave it for free. And then the Protoss gets to run away, knowing that this back door is down, and not really having lost anything.
Right.
Now, what feel do you get from these two players? This Overseer is just hanging out, going, sup, probes.
Yeah, I get the feeling that SCV King is a little more aggressive and, really likes to follow things up, which isn't always the best strategy.
Yeah. In this game, I would say he's been a little bit overzealous. He's made strong early pushes, and he's made, foundationally strong plays, but then
But I guess what's running through his head is, oh no, it didn't work, I better send more stuff in.
It might be a little bit of stage fright, considering he's playing in front of a bunch of obs, and it's for something that's somewhat big, and so it's certainly forgivable, and he hasn't played poorly. And right now, the Protoss, let's check our units. The Protoss is way out probing. Wow, 12 drones. Plus, however, our Zerg does have his third up, and his creep spread has been pretty good so far. He only has 3 queens. I'd like to see that number a little higher. I'd like to see a few more roaches or some upgrades with our good boy. He is now producing. However, Burrow would also be a good choice here, and looking at the minimap, always a good thing to do. We actually see something happening. It is almost entirely roaches going up against an army.
Yes.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. However, he was good to focus down the Immortals with the Zerglings, almost. Poor roaches. There's actually one hiding in the grass.
You can't get out.
I'm stuck. guys, come back. Oh, he made it out. That's a baller roach right there.
No kills though. Oh, now, front lines too.
Now, if you look at now we're starting to see the value of upgrades, because the Protoss has 1-0 versus 0-0, and we've seen the Protoss win engagements even with not particularly significant supply advantages, because you do have to remember 16 of that supply is in probes, and so because of that, it is exactly even army supply wise. I mean, exactly even, and so we are seeing the Protoss then with better upgrade use. He is thusly winning fights. The Zerg does have good use of his Speedlings getting map control.
I realized how ridiculously overgassed
Zerg is? He shouldn't have gotten both these gases. He could have survived off 1, and he probably even could have survived off 0. If he were going for a really gas-intensive play, like, for example, Infestors? Like, wouldn't a fungal growth look great on all this?
Yeah, that would seem wise. Do we have a production tab?
We do have a production tab. We're seeing two...
Oh, now upgrade.
We're seeing 2-2 ups, and actually now, the Zerg has the upgrade advantage, which is super interesting, because oh, good! A Speedling counterattack. Thank you, for once the pings are valuable. He is Speedling counterattacking right into the main. Ooh, excellent. And he should now be able to kill a bunch of probes. Oh, nice play. But at the same time, there's an epic battle going over here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Which do we watch? Oh no. The epic battle. The epic battle is being won by the Protoss. Oh my god. Because those Speedlings weren't there. Now, in the meantime, the Zerg is producing 44 more Speedlings while trying to counterattack.
Because clearly the Speedlings are what's going to... Because Roaches, except for the Zealots, aren't really don't do much against these guys, I guess.
Roaches, I mean...
I don't know. It seems like if you can get this around, Speedlings end up being better against them.
Considering this guy isn't going mass Colossi, Hydras would be a better choice right now.
Oh.
Because Hydras beat everything but the Colossus.
Right.
And so, he's just trying to run by there. Once again, a little bit